Was I wrong for not wanting 5-week in-law visits at home? I'm a 42-year-old woman living just outside Toronto, Canada, with my husband, who's 41. He grew up in Austria, and his parents still live there. Over the past several years, they have made it a tradition to visit us once a year, and each visit usually lasts around 5 weeks. On paper, it sounds like a meaningful family connection, but in practice it has become increasingly difficult for me to manage. Each visit ends up costing us roughly 9,000 Canadian dollars where we account for flights, groceries, household supplies, transportation, and activities we plan for them. They always stay in our home rather than booking a hotel or short-term rental, which means our daily routine is completely reshaped for more than a month at a time. I work remotely full-time, while my husband works in commercial construction and often has 12 to 14-hour days. Because of his schedule, I end up being the one who spends most of the time with his parents. There is also significant language barrier since they speak very little English and I do not speak German, so nearly all communication relies on translation apps, which makes even simple conversations exhausting. During this day, my workload at home increases dramatically. I handle almost all meal planning and cooking, usually preparing dinner 6 nights a week while accommodating their preferences and dietary restrictions. I also do the grocery shopping, prep, serving, and cleanup. After meals, my husband typically relaxes with his parents while I clean the kitchen and manage the rest of the household responsibilities like laundry, errands, and general upkeep. Even on top of that, I'm still working my full-time job from home. Another issue is that they are heavy smokers and spend most of the time on our enclosed backyard patio. That space is normally where I work during breaks and decompress after meetings, but during their visits it is essentially unusable for me for over a month. I want to be clear that I do not dislike them. They are polite people, and I understand that travel is expensive and that my husband values his time with them. He is very close to them and looks forward to these visits every year. However, I have started to feel overwhelmed and isolated during these extended stays. The combination of constant hosting, the language barrier, loss of personal space, and reduced time alone with my husband has begun to affect my mental energy. It feels like I've become a full-time host in my own home while my normal life is put on hold. This year, I suggested a few alternatives. One idea was that we use the same money to fly to Austria for a shorter family trip instead. Another was that they still visit us but stay in a nearby hotel or rental so I could maintain some separation and routine. I also suggested reducing the visit to about 2.5 weeks instead of more than a month. My husband did not respond well to these ideas. He said his parents are getting older and that long visits are important to him, and the conversation ended with tension between us. Now I'm left wondering if I am being unreasonable for wanting a different arrangement, or if it is fair for me to ask for changes that would make these visits more manageable for me.